Righty. Hi everyone. It's gonna be a quick cast, or maybe not a quick cast. It's gonna be a TVT after all. We don't know, and we're in for a best of 5. So right now I'm gonna be casting the finals of the CPL Royale. The first qualifier. The finalists were Kiko and Exit. They were unable to play at the time when the CPL Royale tournament was about to commence, so I'm doing this from replays right now. Exit has 1-0 lead in the series because he joins from the winner bracket, and Kiko was the winner of the losers bracket, as we saw from. It was another TVT final in the losers bracket. It was insane. If you have not watched it, go back and check the finals of the losers bracket. It was really good. It was Dudo versus Kiko. Spoilers, Kiko won. And now Kiko is going to be fighting for the remaining spot in the CPL Royale Phase 2 tournament. So yeah, just a quick recap. We're gonna have 3 qualifiers. This is the first one, or this is gonna be the finals of the first one. Everyone who wins the qualifier gets a seat into the next stage. And the next stage will be a round robin. And right now we will find out whether Kiko or Exit will be winning in the spot for the round robin. Yeah, Fonger saying in the chat it was an action-packed PvT last week. Or yeah, it was last week. It was last week. It was on Sunday. Definitely a very good game. You should check it out if you have not done so. But yeah, without further ado, let's go into game number 1. It's gonna be on Polypoid, as all the matches of the winner bracket were on Polypoid. I see some discussion in the chat is forming of whether Protoss is easy. That is gonna be interesting given that it's a TVT final. But yeah, let's go. And let me quickly load the game. Bear with while I do that. There we go. Game is loaded, replay bar is hidden, and we're starting. They did not play on top versus bottom, but they actually are red and blue, so that is convenient. Right, we've got Kiko spawning in the top right corner of Polypoid, and we've got Exit spawning in the bottom left corner of Polypoid. Yet another TVT. Last CPL Royale, if you remember, was a bit of a TVT fiesta. This time it's still undecided, but looking at the results from the first qualifier, with Terrans in the loser bracket and with Terrans in the winner bracket, it might again turn out to be a TVT fiesta. Are we gonna have Doodle to save us all from the TVT? We don't know. Stay tuned for the qualifier tomorrow and we might find out. So far, standard game from both players. No one is going for like super early cheese aggression from that is available in PvT. Kiko will be throwing down his rugs near the corner, same as Exit. It's a nice thing to do because Marines in TVT are not that worth it, but you still need a few. So you can defend early aggression, and once you're done making your few Marines, you can just float your racks and go scout your opponent. Which I assume is what both players are going to be doing. The gas timing seems to be about the same, slight edge for Exit, but nothing too impactful yet. Seems that Exit, in order to get his eco advantage, is cutting a bit of workers, so Kiko has the worker lead advantage, as you can see, and Kiko is already mining gas as well. We do have 2 SCVs going out on the map. I'm not a TVT expert, because as you know, Protoss is easy. I don't think that's super common. Okay, Kiko, it seems like he's sending one of the SCVs back. I wonder what the idea behind that SCV was. So both of them seems to be finding their opponent on the second try, so not much of an advantage here. And again, we have Kiko. Kiko with the worker advantage. Fonger saying Kiko too used to BBS. See, I thought that this might be why this SCV was going up, but why did he not check the center then? Is that not the most common place for barracks if you're doing BBS? Not sure. I think it was to prevent some sort of early aggression, but not entirely able to give any reasons. So the SCVs... Oh, SCV up exit is still alive. Not anymore. Their command center timings are also about the same. Maybe. And other than that, the builds are so far pretty much the same. We do have mirror builds. Oh, no. I am not mistaken. But Kiko's starport is faster. So was the build factory, starport, and then armory? I think so. If you're going for the quote-unquote standard. Otherwise you can do the 3 factories and then flood vultures. Unfortunately for Kiko, he might lose his worker advantage. His really nice worker advantage that he had so far, because 2 vultures surprised 2 marines and 1 vulture, and yeah, marines versus vultures, not the greatest battle in the world for the person controlling the marines. And I mean, I think NTVT is the one matchup that's most forgiving for worker losses, so Kiko is definitely not happy right now with the what was that? I think it's 8 workers that he lost, or maybe he was just not producing workers. Definitely lost at least 3 or 4 dice, so yeah, so not really happy about this, but he's still producing workers, so he's not planning on like doing anything super cheesy. And yeah, as I said, that's common. You can do that activity. Kiko sees that Exit has raids and is being aggressive on the raid of Exit, but they both seem to be getting more than 1 raid, which is not that common. Next seems to be just pumping raids out of that, his 1 factory, whereas Kiko is actually going for a 2nd starport. Last time in the finals of Kiko and Doodle, there was one of them that was using raids heavily. So maybe Kiko got inspired and just wants to keep using the raids. Raids good unit. But also it could be that he lost his barrack, so he had to rebuild it, and he couldn't build any other production facilities. Interestingly, despite Kiko having 2 starports, they were both on equal raid counts. See? So Kiko will lose his raids, but he should have 2 reinforcing raids. You can currently see only 1. But SCVs that are repairing and a raid should be able to fend this off. Well, where are the other raids? Not sure he had more. Okay, so the raid aggression seems to be over, and Kiko will be focusing that damaged siege tank. So the raid will get a kill. Not something you see every day, raids killing tanks. But it does happen, especially in PvT. Okay, the raid did manage to pick up that siege tank and has picked up the rate of exit, so has 2 kills currently. Ooh, that turret seems to be just out of vision of that mine. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But not the end of the world. Terran units are usually quite good with at dealing with mines. Both of them going for cloak and no armory yet from exit. So Kiko can be really obnoxious with his raids, but they will be pushed back because there is anti-air, of course, by the counter raids. No cancel? No cancel. And yeah, I mean, Exit did manage to get his armory up and some turrets, so Kiko will have to back off with his raids. Some SCVs going on an adventure will be picked up by these vultures. Kiko's steadily producing more and more raids, and Exit also seems to be pumping raids, but out of 1 starport. Kiko behind on factories, but is ahead at starports. Both of them have scanners, or will have scanners really soon. So, in that regards, the cloak is not going to be super effective. But does Kiko know about the 3rd expansion? This is, I think, the big question here. So 6 raids will be able to pick up maybe one or two more tanks. But we already have a Goliath, so the raids will have to just back off. Yeah, so both of them preparing to take their respective third bases, and will be... Seems like we'll be successful in doing so, but Kiko is setting him to take his mineral only, and he's not only now starting, whereas Exit already has that under base, which not only has more mineral patches, but also has gas. So Exit currently has the advantage. But Kiko has a fearsome army. And let's see what Kiko can do with his army. There is no armory yet by Kiko. Yeah, no armory, so he seems to be putting a lot into this engagement right here. The raids are nice at providing vision for the siege tanks, but the siege tanks are still missing some of their shots, and Kiko has lost quite a few of his raids. Will definitely do some damage to third base, but nothing crucial, I feel, and Exit is preparing to flank the army of Kiko. So if these reinforcing tanks can get to these 2 lonely tanks before Exit takes them out, this will be good for Kiko, but seems like as is currently it's not gonna be the case, and Kiko wisely backs up. Goliath, really working on the eBay. We'll get it eventually. But right now we have Exit with some counter aggression here. And Kiko unfortunately wasn't sieging his siege tank in not the best time. So bleeding quite a few of these siege tanks as Kiko right now. We do have Exit with somewhat of a tank advantage. Good mine placement, but it's not gonna be enough, and that vulture has no more mines. So Kiko will be able to defend this, but as I said, he has bled quite a few siege tanks. These raids are annoying, but counter raids and a Goliath will be here soon. So the raid should not really be a concern for Exit. Meanwhile, we have some units all over the map for Kiko and Exit, just to scout for additional bases. And this is, I think, really where the access to third gas for Exit is making a huge difference. Because Kiko did bleed a few tanks, sure. Hold that thought. Ooh, nice pickup by Kiko, and he picks up 2 siege tanks for free. Maybe a third one? That's not gonna be the case. But yeah, as I was saying, Kiko has led a few siege tanks, and so has Exit right now. But Exit has access to 3 gas. And Exit is currently 2 tanks ahead, and has his armory already spinning. +1 is going to be done, and he seems to be going for 2-1, very fast 2-1 here. Whereas as Kiko, we only just started our +1 upgrade because we did not have an armory for a very long time. And the good news is that his 4th command center will be landing soon, whereas the command center by Exit is still underway. What do they say when they get full on steam? The Terrans? I don't know. What do they say? Excuse me. So Exit will be attacking with his huge army right here. But Kiko has a very strategic position. And despite having fewer tanks right now, he should be able to take it because these tanks are not firing anymore. Yeah, so I was wrong. Kiko... Unfortunately, these 2 tanks were too far away from his opponent's siege tanks, and were not able to deal with them on time. But Exit really needs to be careful about engaging like this. He cannot be gifting any tanks to Kiko like this. So it seems like Kiko will be able to hold it. But his SCVs, all of his SCVs that are at the fort base are currently not mining as a result. Exit will take heavy losses in this containment. But at this point he's really ahead in bases. Or income at least. They have the same number of bases. So he can afford to bleed a few units here and there, as long as he stops the mining from Kiko. That seems to be what he's doing right now. Kiko will soon have +1. +1 already down for both players. Exit still not researching his +2. So that is a bit of a blunder by Exit. definitely. Okay, Kiko wants to get aggressive, but these mines are just annihilating the army. And all the blue right now coming to reinforce the lonely siege tanks are preventing this new base. And unfortunately for Kiko, Exit will find the base that he was trying to sneak at the top left. And I think with the reinforcing force of Exit, this he might be starting the beginning of the end for Kiko. Because if Kiko is not allowed to expand on any of these locations, which are currently guarded by Exit, he will slowly suffocate and just run out of resources. The SCV building the command center was killed, but there are 2 reinforcing vultures. Let's see if Kiko will still try to complete that CC and lift it off. That might be a problem for the next game, and yeah, just all of the blue and all the income of Exit is starting to show, and it's a quick 1-0 for Exit. So the score. Now that's why you were saying Exit's name is Karin. Let's see now. Let's fix it. Kiko versus Exit, and the score is 0-2 for Exit because he had 1 game lead coming from the winner's bracket. 90 minute, very quick game, as Drast says. Considering TVT standards, this is blazingly fast game. Alright, so let me load the next replay. Which may be our last match, but in Kiko we trust. So Kiko should be able to take this. And if so, he will take us to game number 3, then 4. Potentially to see who's gonna be the winner of this engagement between the 2. So game number 2 going up. Let me quickly hide that thing. There we go. Different one. We've got this time Exit spawning at the top right corner and Kiko spawning at the bottom left corner. The map this time is Vermeer. That was Kiko's choice. At this point, super standard map. This is the map that was done by the AMD folks. So that's why it has the AMD logo in the center. Ooh. Right, so I was saying earlier that this might get into a very long game, or a very long series rather. But we do have Exit, maybe with some other plans. There is a single barracks in the middle though. It's not complete all-in, it's not barracks supply. But let's see how Kiko reacts to that. If Kiko is building a forward racks this time, seems like that's not gonna be the case. But if Kiko was building his barracks right here, I think the game might be over. Grass saying that's why I'm building an AMD PC. Is it because of Vermeer? And if you're doing so, I hope you have some good cooling. AMD processors get quite hot. So Exit just building his barracks in the middle of the map, but going for normal play after that. So it seems like we might get some Marines to be aggressive, or he might just send them back home. Let's see what Exit will show here, because I bet if the barracks was being built on the low ground, he would try and get aggressive with the Marines, but as it is right now, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's not gonna be 14cc or anything super greedy by Kiko, so Exit is not gonna be able to punish it immediately. And Kiko is widely building some Marines before going into the more macro-oriented play. So I have 2 Marines for Kiko on a high ground versus 3 Marines and 2 SCVs on... 2 Marines with 2 SCVs on the high ground for Kiko against 3 Marines on the low ground for Exit. Exit has stopped building any Marines, so this is gonna be it. And 3 Marines versus 3 Marines, and with the high ground advantage, or with just a simple SCV, this is gonna be more than enough for Kiko to stop it. In this game we see pretty much the same thing. Kiko is a bit behind on his timings, but he is ahead on workers. So similar development as last game so far. Exit bringing an SCV, and we'll be making a bunker. I guess the sole purpose for doing that is to try and delay the expansion of Kiko as much as possible, but Kiko made 4 Marines, so this is never really gonna happen. And maybe this is the reason why Kiko is making 4 Marines. We do have a starport for Kiko, and we don't have any additional tech buildings for Exit just yet. So let's see what he's posturing to do. There is a wounded SCV and a vulture on the high ground. Not on hold position, seems like getting the first shot is good enough, and that is just some really great micro by Exit, picking off the vulture of Kiko. Kiko will be going for that starport with raids once again, and seems like the choice of Exit is just a faster expansion. So you can do that, but when you are doing this, you don't have your eBay, you don't have an armory yet, you don't have a starport, so yeah, Exit has no air, anti-air, and Kiko might be able to take a quick game here, although he seems to be sending the raids a funny way, not directly to the main, to possibly not alert. Exit of War is currently coming for him, but this gives Exit time to get the armory and start Goliaths. And as soon as Goliaths are online, Kiko's raids will not be as effective. Kiko will be doing a very quick engagement though. So he is gonna get aggressive quite early and try to contain Exit once again. I think he did a similar strategy last game, but Exit just had... he had just enough units to hold it. And the mines here are... okay, so the second mine did not do any damage. This happens sometimes. But yeah, this first siege tank taking a mine hit is gonna be really huge, and it's up to the micro of that second siege tank really, whether Kiko can continue the aggression or not. Seems like Kiko has given up that idea and is gonna be building a siege tank at the command center of his own. Did not lose any siege tanks in this engagement, so that is still very good for Kiko, despite him being currently a bit down in the worker supply. The 2 starports and the factory are all always producing, and so is the CC, but Exit will inevitably just get ahead in workers right now, by the virtue that he currently has 2 command centers, which is more than what Kiko has right now. But these raids are gonna try and get some damage done. There is a very nicely positioned turret, so that the raids will not be very effective, and that Goliath can prevent any additional damage. So realistically, Kiko shouldn't be able to find too much damage with these raids. Let's see. And Goliath is not responding yet. So Kiko is able to pick off a few SCVs. And is currently lacking focus, so he's not able to continue the SCV harassment, and as that Goliath comes near the raids, they need to run for their lives, and as you can see, one raid was already lost. Okay, let's see what the status of the game currently is. So last time it was the situation was very similar to what we're seeing right now, but we had Exit going for the quick third command center, and seems like he's going to be doing this again. But Kiko will reply with a quick third command center of his own, and this time Kiko is also taking the gas. This mine is... How is this mine not connecting? Okay. I cursed it. I'm sorry, Kiko. Exit is just gonna be building some random turrets around the map for vision and to prevent any raids from freely roaming around the map. That is good strategy. Kiko's command center is gonna be slightly behind because the one vulture that was harassing it managed to pick up the first SCV building it. And Exit going for a bit of a soft containment once again. I don't know if this containment is going to be as effective as it was the last game, because let's be honest, Kiko has more than enough units this time. Last game the only issue was that Kiko was bleeding a few units here and there, so Exit was able to take favorable fights, but that is not the case anymore. Exit delaying his +2 for a very long time, only now starting the starport. So he will have a very quick +1, but in TVT this is not as impactful. Kiko, as a response, is once again delaying the armory tech for a very long time, which will mean that he has slower upgrades again. But Exit is unable to start his +2 for the time being, so Kiko's disadvantage is not as prominent here. It always sucks to lose your barracks like this, because, well, Kiko has a very healthy amount of factories already, so he can afford to lose the barracks. Science facility being added right now, and as soon as that finishes, Exit will be able to start his +2. Kiko still does not have +1 on the way, so that is a bit of a blunder for sure. But on the bright side, he has managed to catch up on the worker count. And Exit just positioning his units over here. They will be annoying, but in the end of the day, they are not gonna be able to break or push in like they did last game. Kiko very wisely having some vultures here to prevent a fort base from being taken, and seems like Exit will just use his advantage that he's currently containing Kiko from that side, and has vision on if Kiko is trying to move out near his third base. and will be using the advantage in the map control that he currently has to get a forward base of his own. Reinforcing the siege line right now. And Kiko is, as a response, just adding a lot of factories, which is a very good play by him. Seems like we are gonna go for mass dropships, which is a very good strategy, especially when your opponent is getting a contain, is trying to set up a contain. Kiko should be careful not to lose his new barracks. But right now it's not really in danger. Gala has such an insane range. Vulture scouting around the map, trying to catch any SCVs, trying to build a sneaky base. So I like it by both players. They're keeping very active on the map, but here is the real story. Kiko is loading his dropships right now. Up to 4 dropships, they have all been loaded. There is space for 2 more vultures or a single siege tank right now in Kiko's dropships, but he seems to be good with it. Although Exit was able to scan these dropships, and as a response will be laying mines everywhere around the map to try and intercept their movement. Let's see what the response is. He has some turrets, but that is definitely not going to be enough to handle Kiko's aggression. His siege line currently is being quite a bit weakened because he has to worry about where potentially these dropships are gonna hit, and seems like Kiko, unaware yet of that fort base, will discover it right now, and the fort base of Exit should be denied with these dropships. Exit trying to save it, and he might actually do that because Kiko's siege tanks are not currently sieged. Dropships have managed to survive, or almost all the dropships have managed to survive. Only one dies. But Kiko will be preventing mining from this base for a very long time. Nice connection by the mines laid by Kiko, and seems like Exit will be able to retake his fort base, but at the very heavy cost of a lot of units. Kiko though, he has definitely managed to build quite the force over here, and the 6 siege tanks by Exit should not really be a threat anymore. So he can, excuse me, definitely push out if he wants to do so. Does Exit see? Yeah, Exit sees that Kiko is trying to posture to take the 9 o'clock position. And he will respond, but with vultures only, so that is not going to be an effective response, and Kiko will be allowed to hold that territory right here. And with that, all I can say is brace yourselves. Both of our Terran players seem to have secured 4 bases each. So this TVT has just turned into a long one. We have 8 factories from Exit with 2 armories. Only one of them is spinning because realistically Exit does not really care about +2 armor. And we have got 7 factories for Kiko, so currently at factory disadvantage as well. But the 2 starports are very crucial because they are able to make a lot of dropships. And as I say that, Exit is adding 3 more starports, so going up to 4 starports. He has lifted the science facility It's right over here, and we are gonna have to see if he's gonna be adding. Yep, the physics lab is here. So exit the moment he secured his 4 bases and sees that Kiko is going for the long game, will be starting to the production of his first auto cruisers. Excuse me. And he's already upgrading air weapons. Seems like Exit is also going to be trying to make an attempt to break Kiko here. I think this might be a mistake, because he does not really need to free the supply for the PCs quite yet, but he will be losing quite a few units here as Kiko's reinforcements were just set up in position to not allow Exit to easily advance over here. Exit though, if he manages to split the army of Kiko in two, that will be very, very good for him, because he can siege the rally point, and that is always annoying regardless of what your race is. But it seems that Exit just barely does not have enough resources. He is applying a lot of pressure though, and Kiko is currently busy with trying to break this thread, and will not be using a lot of his scans to potentially detect the BCs that are being set up. We have we have 4 starports, 3 with control towers, and only 1 producing a PC. That seems like a very complicated math problem, rather than just part of the commentary, but here you go. Kiko is researching Cloak. Seems like Exit is happy currently with the position that he has, and will be trying to set up a few other containments. Kiko did manage to pick up that sneaky SCV that was trying to get that base, but Exit already on top of it has a second SCV ready to go. Are we gonna have more BCs on the way by Exit though? The first BC is already out. Seems like he will be using one of the starports to be building raids, and 3 of the remaining starports to build PCs. At this point as Kiko, you surely have to be suspicious. Your opponent has not shown any dropships quite yet, and he has not been producing by any of his starports. So seems like Kiko is aware of this and is already transitioning to 3 starports, building raids and getting Cloak to counter the potential PCs that might come from Exit. And Exit currently has 3 PCs operational. We'll be adding 3 extra battle cruisers very shortly, and with that his supply would approach max. So I expect Exit to try and be somewhat aggressive again with his 6 battle cruisers and the remaining units to be able to free up some more space for the remaining battle cruisers that will eventually be used to just end the game. Kiko is fighting very violently, nope, not with violence, with a lot of tenacity. and we'll be trying to take 2 of the main bases. Exit already has the new main secured though, so Kiko is currently setting up for a very good defensive position in the new starting location. But as it stands, Exit has access to more of the bases on the map currently. Kiko is pushing these bases, trying to regain more space so he can build more command centers, get more income, and eventually overpower his opponent. But as it is, Exit has other plans. Eight factories by Exit again, with a lot of these. Seems like this starport is finally able to produce battle cruisers, and with the first 6 battle cruisers, Exit will get a bit more aggressive. Kiko does not have a lot of Goliaths, but he has been building his raid count slowly. As you can see, he's got a control group of raids, which will easily be able to take out these 6 PCs, but they are nearing the Goliaths and the reinforcement raids. Seems like Kiko will try to suicide his raids. Not the best idea. Takes one of the battle cruisers to a very critical health, but does not quite manage to kill it yet. A lot more starports, so there's 3 starports in the 9 o'clock base. There's 3 more starports in the main base, so Kiko currently producing raids out of 6 starports. And Exit does not have enough Goliaths, it seems, to be able to fend off all of these raids. A lot of idle workers for Kiko. They will shortly be transitioning to a new base, mine. But these raids of Kiko have only +1 attack, whereas the raids from Exit have +2, or the battle cruisers for Exit have +2 already. Thankfully, the battle cruisers do not have any armor yet, and here is the big engagement. Will Kiko be able to kill most of these PCs? He manages to take down at least half of them, and there are no Goliaths to help, so that the raids can dish out a lot of damage very quickly. But unfortunately, there is not a critical mass of raids that is able to do that. There are some reinforcing battle cruisers coming over, but that is not going to be enough because Kiko just needs a critical mass if he is to ever go with this strategy. Luckily for Kiko, he does have 6 starports currently producing, so he should be able to get a control group of raids very shortly. I'm not sure where all his raids are. It seems like the raids are slowly dripping and coming one by one. Not utilizing Cloak, so that might be a mistake. But the first 6 raids will try their best. They took down one of the PCs, and with the reinforcing 6 raids, you should be able to get most of the PCs down. A second PC about to go down. Exit down to 2 battle cruisers remaining. 2 more are reinforcing, but Kiko currently has much shorter production cycles, so with the new 6 raids he should be able to take down both of these battle cruisers before the reinforcements arrive. That said though, Exit is pushing in near the siege line and will be preventing anything to be made out of these factories. PPT is so fun when it gets to that point. Exit very wisely is taking the rest of the map while being aggressive near Kiko's main base. And yeah, as I said earlier, the two battle cruisers are down. They were very close to being reinforced by the additional two battle cruisers. So bit of a mistake by Exit. He could have pushed his battle cruisers back to regroup, and then with 4 battle cruisers he would have had no issue whatsoever of holding many control groups of raids. But as it currently stands, 5 battle cruisers for Exit, which is still a very healthy number, and a lot of bases behind it. So the big difference here is that Exit has access to these middle bases, whereas Kiko does not, and also these inner, let's call them third bases. So unfortunately, it seems very bad for Kiko at the moment. He will be finding some good damage over here with harassing the SCVs by Exit, but honestly, Exit is up to 80 SCVs, so that is perhaps a bit too much. Kiko keeps trying to be aggressive with his raids and is very wisely utilizing that cloak ability. Right now he's flanking the battle cruisers as they engage the Goliaths, but the sad story is, yeah, there was just not enough units by Kiko. And Exit takes down Kiko in 2 games. So congratulations to Exit. He, with that win, secures his yeah, I know, Fonger. With that win, he just secured his spot in the CPL Royale. Kiko, though, will have another chance of qualifying in the tournament tomorrow. So stay tuned. I think Kiko is already signed up, and Kiko is honestly, after beating Dodo in that TVT in the losers bracket, he seems to be very likely to qualify right now. The only obstacle in his way seems to have been Exit, and Exit is not going to be playing in the qualifier tomorrow anymore. So unless someone comes that can stop Kiko right now, this will be it. Let's see who is currently signed up for the tournament, and then we're gonna find somebody to raid. So it was just 2 games. It was kind of a short cast, just over 1 hour. But this is all the games that we have for today. Let's see. So the participants for the tournament tomorrow currently are... we do have Kiko. We have Europe. And then we have Ash Green, aka Whiskey Dingo, and Worst. So some shoutouts. We do have 2 Zergs this time. Oh no, 3 Zergs. So we have Whiskey Dingo, we have Hatchery Cake, and we have Persian Zerg. So a bit more Zergs than we had last time. Hopefully a Zerg can make it out. But yes, it seems like this battle right now, as it stands, is going to be mostly between Europe and Kiko for the remaining slot. And if you think that you can take on both of them, subscribe to the qualifier for tomorrow. I am gonna be providing a link for that in the chat, and let's see who is streaming right now. Thanks for the cast. Thanks for watching. Here is a link to the qualifier for tomorrow. Please subscribe. Please register for the event. And we currently have Gypsy and DeWalt streaming Starcraft. So who do you want to go to? Do you prefer Gypsy or do you prefer DeWalt? Gypsy is when he's calm, his streams are very entertaining. DeWalt streams are currently, usually in Russian, but he does also reply in English if you ask him something in English. So out of all the 8 viewers that we have right now, you can DeWalt because he does Firepath drop. Is DeWalt playing Terran? I thought you usually off races as Zerg, but yeah, sure. We can go to DeWalt. Alright. Again, thanks everybody for... Yeah, he does play Terran, I guess. Thanks everybody for joining me today. There will be a stream tomorrow with the second qualifiers. Stay tuned in the Discord to find out when that's happening. I will be starting the stream shortly after the tournament begins, just as soon as I make sure that everybody has started their games. Escalate unfortunately showed up too late, so I'm not gonna answer any of his questions in the chat. But yeah, thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the stream tomorrow. Oh, I cannot raid the old, it seems. He does not allow any raids. So that's an easy then. We are going to Gypsy. See you all tomorrow.